Ooh, that's a nice one. You can see the translations. Welcome back to another episode of this. Is the bar somewhere in Night City? And I came to the conclusion that you can have, well, yeah, decent-ish frames per second. And if you want to just play the game, you get somewhere around 70, 80 frames per second if you max it out on a 3090. But if you want to stream, record at the same time, you need a little bit more muscle. Therefore, the frames per second go down as well. And let's just have a quick look at what I put in here. So this is just a limiter so that everything is just smooth. I don't want the frame rates to fluctuate too much, and as long as they are just higher than that, everything is all right. And the rest, of course, as it was with the psycho options and this psycho option. And this one, importantly, this one has to be on performance, because this is the setting that gives you the best detail in relation to the performance cost. So the more to the left you go, the more detail you get, but you also lose frames per second. And with this option right here, it is possible to get slightly more than 60 frames per second constantly, and that's the important bit. Everything else in here, yeah, it's kind of nice. But yeah, as I said, slightly more than 60 frames per second with OBS and recording stuff open. So if you just want to play this game, you will definitely have a much higher frames per second experience than that. You can maybe even lower the DLSS option a little bit and get a better result out of it. And this is what we all want. Now that we finally started the game and we can... Oh, I like the minimap. Look at this. There's a little dotted line telling me exactly where to go. And I can... Wait a minute. Look at this. There's a green thingy here and there's a green thingy here. The minimap tells me what to interact with. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, but do we care about that? No. We are going to have some fun moving about the place. Where does this one? Okay, so... Guitar pick. Hey! Contents. Why is it red? Is it red? Is it... Let's just take it. Is it the only item that we have in here? I don't think so. What happens if we take other stuff? Can we close it? Yeah, we can. But I don't want to close it yet. I just want to figure out how... Ooh, okay. So you cannot take up every bottle, but you cannot take up specific bottles. Like the Pitoro here reduces movement speed by 10%, but more and reduces weapon accuracy by 50%. So if you would put this into a drink or something of another person, then everything... Okay, so alcohol in this game is not good if you want to fight or move fast, but not just in this game, in general. And we... that was... And we are going to figure out how the inventory works right now. Yeah, it's still a little bit blurry because of the performance option in DLSS, but let's just keep this. It's the best balance I can come up with, sadly. And this is also the only way to see your character in its fullest glory. That's just really nice. But the good thing about it, though, is that do we have... No, this is just a placeholder for the head. This one tells you for the head. Oh, you can have... Oh, needy. The torso. Nice, we got that stuff done. We got some armor. Of course, this V's stained tank top gives me a little bit of armor, of course. What does it say? It's seen its fair share of street brawl and shootouts. Let that serve as a message to all. Then we have, of course, some nice clothing sets that are not available yet, and some other armor. They didn't bring you much luck in Atlanta. No shit. You've worn these while exploring every steady back alley in Night City. I already did explore everything. That's great. So that's might be a nice bonus for the street kid, but no, I think they just said that, but you don't get anything from that. So yeah, let's see. We got some stats here too. I just want to know what everything is roughly, so I know where to look for things. So effective damage per second, attack speed, yada yada yada, bonus damage against high threat enemies, ooh, against moderate threat enemies. So what is the difference between the threat level and the enemies? And also, is there a way to change difficulty in mid-game? This is something, it might be under gameplay. Okay, yeah, there is an option to do that, but we are not going to do that. Okay. Because I kind of started the game multiple times in a row, and I was kind of confused what kind of difficulty level I had at the moment. It's not to like brag or anything, it's just that this might be one of the better options for me, because otherwise I just fall into a routine and just drop to the most efficient weapon or whatever and just do it really quickly, and then I just don't utilize every feature of the game. And I think this is yeah, it might not be the best thing when it comes to gameplay experience, right? Just this is the only reason. Like the enemy forces me to play it in a different way, and this is why it's so interesting. So fall damage reduction, some oxygen, carrying capacity, nice. Oh yeah, there we go. Carrying capacity, movement speed 4. Doesn't really tell me how quickly I can actually move around. Total playtime 24 minutes presumably, and it will increase a lot, dramatically. Street cred rewards. Oh, weapon vendors will have new weapons to sell. Clothing stores will have more items. Clothing stores will have more items. Ripper dogs will sell you new cyberware. Clothing stores will have more items. Vendors will offer new weapon mods and attachments. Weapon vendors will have new weapons to sell. Ripper dogs, like, it's basically everywhere where you can get items from, they get more stuff. And this just says other. And this is some additional information like offensive, defensive, evasion. It's really neat. It says evasion 1 is probably a percentage. Yeah, oh, that would be interesting to know too. Like one apple, 1 piece of bread, 1 tank top, right? It's 1%. So it's nice to have some numbers in there. It would make sense for people who made the game, but every other person on Earth uses a unit that gives you an idea what that stat is supposed to do. Now, we also got the backpack and the cyberware. The 6 out of 20. This is my... Okay, so we got some consumables. They weigh how much? 0.2 units of weight. And this one has no weight, and this one also. Perfect. So you can have, I think, an unlimited amount of junk, and this might be your way of storing money. Or you can sort things by... Oh, that is like... Not even most online stores like Amazon have these features everywhere available, right? You have to really look for that stuff. Sort by price, sort by weight, and if it does that, even that will be best. And of course we got all of the items. Now, clothing, stuff that is... What's the difference here? Like, I got 2 of those tank tops. Why do I have 2 iterations of them? Is one of them better than the other? No, it's just that I have for some reason another one. I don't know why, but I have another one. That is weird. And this one has an exclamation mark. Why does it have an exclamation mark? Is that in any way special? Right-clicking doesn't do things. Left-clicking doesn't do things. The only thing that happens here is that if I hold to disassemble item, okay, I can do that too. I could drop it. No. And common item components. And this is the components you get probably by disassembling this. Nice, nice, nice. The interesting bit here too is that you do get electrical components and batteries off of a stained tank top. What kind of tank top is this? It's powered by nuclear fission or something like that. Epic quick hack components. Yeah, epic. Okay, we got uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. What are the quick hack components good for? They're probably there to skip some mini game in this game in order to make things easier, or to even make things possible as well. Like, what is this crafting? Okay, we got all the items and all the stuff that I can make, and this one needs components, common ones. Okay, so depending on what kind of item you pick, you either need... Okay, so these are common items, and these need common and uncommon materials together. And the interesting bit is that the material doesn't really tell you what they are, what kind of materials they are. It's more like, okay, so you have some uncommon thing, just with a different icon to distinguish it a little bit, and a different color scheme. So it starts from white, goes to green. It's the same way that higher quality or higher rarity items differentiate for like centuries. Started white, or actually started gray, turns into white, goes to green, then blue, then like some orange or purple or whatever. And then red is usually the marker for a broken item. It's never really used for a rarity, if you think about it. Anyhow, we don't have that thing yet. We can upgrade stuff though. What happens if I want to upgrade the torso? What happens? You can change it from this version to that version, and it needs what? Your level is too low to upgrade this item. But what do I need in order to upgrade it? I need 20 and 15. The components are in the center. The requirement for upgrading materials here is the same. 20 and 15, always 20, doesn't matter which one. Okay, at least only for this specific item. And this one gives you a bonus, or it doesn't really tell you by how much it does increase, just that it does increase. That's neat. A little bit iffy, but neat. Then how much is that though? 4. This one increases your armor by 4. This one increases it by much more. So money spending on upgrading your trousers. No, actually not. This one goes from 3 to 5, so it's a bonus of 2. This one is a bonus of 4, and this one is a bonus of another 2. So if you want to spend the components wisely, try to upgrade your chest piece first, and then follow up with the other armor, because then your armor rating will go high. I don't know if this game actually features a body member system. What I mean is that if you shoot hands or feet and they are not armored that well, then you deal more damage, some kind of weak point system. Then you would need to upgrade all of your items, right? Except for maybe the feet, because no one shoots at the feet. It's just there to trigger some nice effects there. Okay, so we got nice, interesting items over here. Nice. And whoa, interesting. Crafted item will gain a random damage type. Of course, it's random. Chemical, electrical, physical, and thermal. Okay, so physical is just boom. Like everything is thermal if you think about it. So chemical, electrical, the chemical could be some kind of acid thing. Electrical, of course, electricity. Physical, the oomph, and thermal, it kind of melts things. So now we have to figure out what kind of enemy is weak against what kind of other damage type. And we got some quick hacks. We got this stuff, some grannies. In other thingies, good. Also, I wanted to figure out if this game actually has a quick save option. So wait a minute. Yeah, this game has a quick save option. The problem with this quick save option, I think, is that I want to quickly save, right? Then I would presume that this button can be found here. It's usually always F5. No one even questions that, right? But for some reason, it's not displayed anywhere. The idea of saving quickly is now inside your memory. Like, oh, whoa. F5 quick save, bottom right. There we go. Exactly at a position where you would not expect it. Interesting. So the game tells you how to quick save. It's just that it doesn't tell you in the way where you think that it would be, so it's misplaced. At least, like, this is the thing I have to say about this stuff. Like, if you want to make people find things, then you have to place it at a location where people actually are looking for it. Let's say you are looking for your car keys, right? Then you look at the usual spots. And what if you put the car keys like in the dog's bowl or something, right? You would never look there because you don't expect it to be there. And this is what, like, yeah, information is really good for. I like this menu. I like it a lot. It kind of reminds me of Mass Effect. You had like 3 different body body designs, and depending on oh nice, and depending on what kind of playstyle you went for, you had a different skeleton. Like this one is the neural stuff, this one is the bony thing, then you also have your hands or whatever that is. Like, that is just amazing. I like it. I also like the fact that it switches between the different system that is affected by it. That is amazing. And it's also kind of like a fingerprint in the head, right? That's weird. Why is there a fingerprint in your head? That is strange. Also, oh, there is also circulatory stuff. Oh, whoa, immune system as well. Holy. Oh, that is amazing. Integumentary systems. Integumentary. Whatever that means. Probably means under the skin or something. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Like skeleton. Yeah. Skeletons. Frontal cortex. What do we... Okay, we cannot click on anything in here. We also don't get any info or whatnot. We might get some info once we know how to do that. Okay, so we got a thing. What if I click? Yeah, you get into the previous menu. The call of the city. Night City is where legends are born. All you gotta do is seize the opportunity it offers, and eventually everyone will have to start paying attention. No shit. And this is of course our V card. Nice one. Really nice one. So crafting. Yeah, I already was in the crafting menu. Inventory, backpack, Cyberware, I was there too. The map I opened by accident, kind of. And character and stats. Will I... Yeah, once I level up, I will probably be able to put some additional points into these. And the starting points are just what they are. Starting points. Technical ability represents... Yeah, level 6 out of 20. You can get this much higher because there's no way for you to actually reach level 20 with your first few points. So yeah, we got craft. Ooh. Boy, oy, oy, oy. That is a real overload here. Interesting. So, we got crafting and engineering. What's the difference between the two? Like, one thing makes things and the other one also makes things better. And of course, this thing goes even further to the right. Oh goodness. Okay, look at this. You can... Okay, unlocks the last perk in the skill tree. Reduces upgrade cost reduction by 15. Unlocks crafting specs by one perk. So you get some skill progression, and once you do, you get 1 additional perk points every now and then. Interspersed with some unlocks crafting specs, rare thingies and whatnot. Okay, reduces crafting costs. Nice. So there might be a way to craft without using any items, or at least with very, very minimal amounts of items, so you can craft consumable items that have a huge punch to them. So let's look through all of that, because I want to know what all of this does, and also how this is connected. So it's connected with the red stuff, right? Like this one goes into that one, goes into that one, and goes back into this one, and they all kind of flow down to the crazy scientist. Increases the sale price of crafted items by 10%, plus 1% per perk level. Okay, so you can level up that perk indefinitely? No. Perk requires level 20 in crafting to unlock that. That one requires level 12, 9, 14. Reduces component cost of crafting items. Okay, grenades deal more damage. Disassembling items grants a 5% chance to gain a free component of the same quality as the disassembled item. Ooh, that is a good one. Let's see, maybe you end up with a 15% chance and you can just disassemble things indefinitely. Consumables are 25% more effective. Good. Allows you to craft epic items. Now the question is are epic items the best in the game or not? Improves damage and all damage related stats of crafted weapons by 5%. Grants a 10% chance to upgrade an item for free. Like, I have a little bit of a problem with kind of random chance upgrades, like these, for example. You have to craft multiple times in order to actually get the rewards. What if you don't craft that often? Then okay, allows you to craft legendary items. Okay, this one, that's weird. This one gives you the opportunity to craft epic items, and this one gives you legendary items, but it's on a completely different tree, is it? I don't even know if this is really connected or not, or if this connection has any level of the related attribute required to unlock this perk. 20. What kind of attribute do they mean? Do they mean just crafting attribute? I think so. Okay, so it might not be connected at all. Okay, you can't even click on it. Nice. Allows you to craft rare items. Do I have skill perks? No. So clicking on it doesn't do anything. I can, rare items. This one starts at all. Gain more components when disassembling. Yes. Junk items are automatically disassembled. Oh, that's neat. But yeah, should you actually get this? What if you need the junk items for something, right? Grants a 20% chance to craft an item for free. And that, wait a minute, wait. Grants a 10% chance to upgrade an item. Ah, okay, so you can craft something for free, or you can upgrade it for free. So it's like, yeah, just do it often enough and you're good. Crafted clothes gain 2.5% more armor. That's the other thing here. Like, why does it have to be a beer thingy? 200% efficiency. It's not 200% efficiency if you only get 2.5%. When disassembling an item, you get attached mods back. What? Okay, let's remember this. The game keeps the mods on the items, and there may be sometimes when they are broken completely and you lose them forever. Crafted weapons here 2.5% money. Okay, that's just like crafted stuff does more. Didn't I like improve damage on all damage related stats and crafted? Yeah, this one is just 5%, basically the same thing. Reduces the component cost of upgrading items by 10%. Allows you to upgrade lower quality components into higher quality ones. Nice. And of course we got the Mad Scientist, which increases it by 1% per level and whatnot. Nice one. So what does the engineering thing do? It gives also increases armor by 3% when using tech weapons. Okay, increases critical chance by 5%. Ooh. The Fiery Fighter. Looks cool, but it's probably not the way I'm going to play this game. Reduces damage taken from explosive by 10%. Okay, so this is more like you stand right in the center of the fight. Increases smart weapon related speed by 5%. Fully charged tech weapons do not shoot automatically. Okay. That's interesting. So you can pre-charge your weapons with this. Allows you to charge tech weapons up to 75% capacity. Oh, what about the 100%? Grants immunity to shock. Oh, that would be good. Tech weapons ignore armor. Oh, the superconductor. Nice. Okay, so this is a way to get through armor. Only with tech weapons. Reduces the upgrade, the charge amount needed for tech weapons to penetrate walls by 30%. Wait, reduces the charge amount. Okay, so you can penetrate weapons, but only with a certain amount of charge. The question is how much. Maybe it's a weapon-related thing. Grenades deal 5% more damage, like 5%. Come on. Grants immunity to all effects from your own grenades. Oh, oh, this is the perfect starter thingy. Like, just throw them, frag them at them, and then bam. Explosion? What explosion? To all effects from your own grenades. You can take this and go into the crafting section and just craft your own grenades. Oh goodness. Oh, this game is amazing. When looting drones makes robots, there is a 25% chance of looting a weapon mod or attachment. The explosion radius of grenades is visible. It's nice to know that, but I don't care because I can just throw it at the ground. Just throw it on the ground. Yeah. Do you think I'm bulletproof? Can't touch this. Increases damage to drones, mechs, and robots by 20%. Wait a minute, wait. Wasn't there like another? When looting drones, is 25% of looting a weapon mod attachment. Okay. Like the 25% chance is pretty high. Maybe it even goes to 75%. So looting these is pretty cool. Now the other question is, how often can you loot things? Will they disappear in the game forever? And there is a fixed amount of items you can get or not. Can you grind in this game? All grenade types deal 20 damage in addition to their normal effect. Nice. What else we got? Increases crit chance with tech weapons by 3%, and tech weapons charge time is reduced by 10%. Increases the charge multiplier for tech weapons by so and so much. Ricochet deals an additional 50% damage. Enables grenades to deal crit hits. Oh boy. That's a nice jackpot. Fully charged tech weapons do 50% more damage. Can you charge a grenade? Increases damage from tech weapons by 25%. Increases charge damage from all chargeable weapons and cyberware by 10%. And the charge damage per perk goes up by 1 additional percent. The revamp. Okay, so this is at least the crafting and engineering tree, and of course the reflex and body tree have 3 stats to them each. Ay. Okay, so let's go for assault first and see where we end up at. Increases crit, like there's just so much. You may even be able to play around with this skill progression thingy, but it's just that it's a lot. Increases crit damage with rifles and submachine guns by so much. Increases rifle. Yeah, okay. They basically improve your damage and reduces time to aim down sight with the rifles. Okay, increases damage with rifles and whatnot. Defeating an enemy with a rifle submachine gun reduces reload time by so much. Each headshot recoil headshot. Good. Rifles and submachine guns by 30% when standing still. Okay, but why do you want to stand still? Increases armor resistance by 50% when shooting with rifles and whatnot. Increases headshot damage with sniper. Increases crit chance with rifles and submachine guns by 10% when firing from behind cover. Okay, so this looks like the skill tree that we are not going for, because it's just damage bonus and the playstyle is not the one that I try. Players. Rifle and machine gun damage. More damage reduces reload time on the assault. Bullets fired from rifles and machine guns ricochet an additional time. Okay, this is one of the only interesting, or one of the few interesting upgrades in here. Recoil with submachine guns. Rifle and gun damage increases the farther you are located from enemies. Okay, so as long as there's no wall in the way, you can one-shot everything. At least if there's no maximum bonus for this. Reduces recoil with rifles, machine guns and whatnot. Assault, quick melee attacks with rifles deal more damage. After defeating an enemy with a rifle or submachine gun, weapon sway is nullified and weapon spread does not increase for 10 seconds. Okay, so try to get a weakling out of the way, and then you have basically let's not say auto aim, but yeah. And then we also have the handguns. Increases crit chance with pistols and revolvers by 4%. Deals 50% more damage with pistols and revolvers to enemies whose health is below. So it's main 25% health. Firing consecutive shots with a pistol and revolver at the same target increases damage by 10%. Wow. Like, these are actually really interesting perks. Not just you deal more damage, actually, this is also just you deal more damage, but in a more gameplay related kind of thing. It's not just like firing at them like this. Defeating an enemy revive. All of this is just yeah, okay, so headshots, whatnot. Okay, so it also is a little. It also takes a little bit more finesse for that, but come on. So, reduces reload time for pistols and revolvers by 10%. Okay, but what if you don't want to reload, or what if you don't need to reload? Reduces reload and revolver recoil by 30%. Pistol and revolver. Then we got, you can now perform dodges while aiming a pistol or revolver. Nice. After a successful headshot with a pistol or the crit chance increases by 25% for 5 seconds. Good. That's neat. If the enemy is not dead yet by a headshot. So, removes the damage penalty from pistols and revolvers when shooting from a distance. Okay, so it's kind of like a close or mid-range kind of thing. Evasion increased by 25% for 6 seconds, outperforming a dodge with a pistol or revolver. Increases headshot damage multiplier with pistols and revolvers by 10%. Increases damage with pistols and revolvers to enemies 5+ meters away by... Okay. Interesting. So this one boosts your damage, and this one gets rid of the penalty. That's neat. Increases damage with pistols and revolvers by so much. Reduces draw holster time for pistols and revolvers. Okay. Increases damage to limbs with pistols and revolvers by 7%. Limbs, like arms and legs, or does the head also count as a limb? Increases crit chance for pistols and revolvers by 10% if fully modded. Okay. Increases crit chance with pistols and revolvers. Yeah. There's a lot of crit No, this is crit damage, this is crit chance. Nice synergy in here. After defeating an enemy, fire rate for pistols, revolvers increases for 5. So yeah, it's good if there are other enemies nearby, otherwise it's not. Enables you to shoot with pistols and revolvers by dodging. So this one enables you to do that, and this one unlocks a dodge roll while aiming, so you can do that. That's neat. The last round in the pistol or revolver clip deals double damage. So you can start with the grand finale by not reloading. After a successful crit hit with a pistol or revolver, damage and armor increased by 30% for 5 seconds. Whoa, that's nice. And of course we have blades. So what do we got here? Strong attacks with blades deal 30% more damage. Nice. Dodges recover 15% stamina. Okay. Increases damage with blades by 50% against enemies with max health. So this is like a fight starter, so you can only do this once. Now the question is, how much damage would you do with this singular one hit at the start? Increases attack speed with blades by 10%. So this is more like a hacky and slashy kind of thing. Increases bleed. What about this? Yeah, this is a strong attack thing, and this is just attack speed. But if you go for strong attacks, maybe there's no need for attack speed. Maybe you just need to charge it and then hope for a one-shot. Increases bleeding duration by 3 seconds. Increases damage with blades by 1% for every 1% of health the enemy is missing. Okay, so that means 99% if the enemy is really close to dying. It's more like a finisher. Then bleeding applied with blades can stack 3 times. Nice. Increases crit chance with blades by 20%. That's neat. That's really high actually. And sadly you can only have this once. Is there a way to search for stats in here? That would be nice, because this whole menu is made in a... It's really cluttered. First and foremost, there's no way for you to actually know what all of those icons mean, because every single one of them is different. Like this one here, right? What does that mean? Attack speed? No, it's bleeding. Where on earth does this icon have something to do with bleed, right? So there's no way for you to actually know what these icons do. The only way for you to know that is by hovering over this, right? And the name, Stuck Pig, doesn't tell you anything. Even if you would write the name for this passive on top of it, nothing. So in actuality, you would need an icon that is related to the effect, that it increases. So combos with blades have a 15% chance to apply bleeding. So the whole blade fighting idea is about critting and bleeding. Reduces the stamina cost of all attacks with blades by 30%. And then there was another stamina. Dodges. Okay. Nice one. While wielding a blade, recovers 70% health when applying bleeding to an enemy or hitting an enemy affected by bleeding. Interesting. So 7% when applying bleeding to an enemy or hitting an enemy affected by bleeding. So the whole idea is to apply bleeding. Now, let's say you would play with a bleeding kind of build, right? Then you would say, okay, what other thing has the word bleed in it? You would go into a search console, type it in, and then all of the all of the perks with that thing in relation that have stuff with bleeding in them just get highlighted, similar to Path of Exile. They could have taken 1 or 2 hints from them, because you need a search function to quickly know where things are, because there's no way for you to see them just by looking at them. Successful counterattacks with blades restore 25% health and stamina. Okay, so but counterattacks need you to wait, or force you to wait for a very specific moment so that the enemy attacks you. Armor is increased by 15% while moving. While wielding a blade, defeating an enemy restores 20% health and increases movement speed by 30%. Okay. But this one, again, is kind of like an end of the fight situation. It's only useful against hordes, or at least against the boss with multiple smaller enemies around them, so you can recharge yourself with. But the thing that I always keep in mind is that what if there's only one enemy, and what if that enemy is really strong? And what if there's nothing around you that could help or benefit you in any form? The only source of damage comes from you. So Yeah, that's the only thing, because you cannot just say you're going for this specific item or situation use case or whatnot. Does increase the damage with blades by so and so much. Defensive attacks with blades deal 200% more damage. What is a defensive attack with a blade, and what makes it so much different from an offensive attack? What is a defense? How on earth is a defensive attack with a blade even possible? How would you consider someone coming with a blade at you defensive? Increases crit damage with blades by 25%. That's at least a nice crit thingy. So we got the reflexes down too. Now let's go into the body perk here with the athletics, annihilation, and street brawl. And this is of course a few more picks. Can you move this? No, you cannot move this around. But you don't need to, really. So increases carrying capacity by 60. Okay. That's neat, because you start with 200. That's basically an increase of 30%. Yeah, it's 30%. So health slowly regenerates during combat. That might be one of the best perks, and it is already at the start. Then reduces the amount of stamina consumed when blocking melee attacks. Okay. Health regenerates 25% faster as you move. Ooh. So you have to get this one and this one. What about this? Enemies cannot knock you down. The rock. Nice. But this is a really interesting perk, because it activates it just like that. You don't even need to do anything, and it gives you opportunity to maybe play with a completely different playstyle. So increases melee damage by 10%, sure. Increases damage you deal with carrying a body. Oh, while carrying a body, that's interesting. Don't you have some penalties while carrying them? But okay. Stronger together. That is a really good description. It's more like a Hulk thing. But do you deal damage with the body or just while handling it? Increases armor by 10%. Reduces all incoming damage by 10%. Okay, so all incoming damage goes up and armor goes up too. So what is better? Increases armor by 20% when grappling an enemy. So the whole thing about aesthetics, or at least the specific playstyle, is having a human shield. Allows you to reload weapons while sprinting, sliding, and vaulting. Ooh, you can't do that. That's interesting. Increases max health by 10%. Okay, 3 times, so you can get like 30% maybe. Health regenerates up to 70% of max health outside of combat. Okay, wait a minute. Health slowly regenerates during combat, and then you have this. Health regenerates up to 70% max health outside of combat, so you don't get the last 30%. And maybe this might be a good perk, or maybe you get the additional percentages if you upgrade it, but maybe this might be a good perk for something that triggers once you lose a certain amount of health or something. Dodging does not drain stamina. Oh, that one with the revolver might be a good one, because there were also some dodge rolls, or maybe the blade. This is what they mean, right? Like you look for dodge, and then you go through all of your perks that have something to do with dodge in order to get some synergy effects going on. That would, like, a search functionality for this perk tree would be so great. Skill tree, perk tree, whatever. Increases health regen in combat by 15%. Again, more health regeneration. Increases max stamina by 10%. Allows you to shoot while sprinting, sliding, and vaulting. So you can not only reload, you can also shoot. Nice. So you're always on the run, basically. Sprinting does not drain stamina. Ooh, that's a good one. Health regen activates 50% faster during combat. Does it activate 50% faster, or like quicker, earlier? Or does it actually regenerate 50% faster? Because the activates thing is kind of like tricky. Allows you to shoot with pistols and revolvers, or sprint while carrying your body. Wait a minute. Allows you to shoot with pistols and revolvers, one-handed weapons, or sprint while carrying a body. Okay, so because you have someone loaded up on you, it's a little bit more draining, but at least you can do 2 things. Reduces fall damage by 5% only. And when entering combat, armor is this blade. This is blade. When entering combat, armor and resistance increase by 10% for 10 seconds. This is like, come on, no one else has this kind of hairstyle. for some reason, this is like the Silver Surfer, and you got Blade. Maybe you can get some more reference in this tree, and this is like some enemy of Hulk or whatever, but yeah. So, and Annihilation. How does that one work? Reduces recoil of shotguns and light machine guns. Okay. Defeating an enemy increases movement speed by 10% for 10 seconds to deal more damage the faster you're moving. Okay. But how? Again, oh, speed. Oh, so nice. But again, it's all about the speed and running around and staying in combat. Shotguns and light machine guns deal 30% more. So you will basically get hit no matter what. Increases evasion by 25% while reloading. So if you always reload, like one shot reload, you get an increased amount of evasion all the time. That might be a nice way of playing with a combative, more like aggressive, whatever, evasion-ish kind of build. When entering combat, your movement speed increases by 20% for 10 seconds, but then it's just... This is one of those perks that's nice to have, but not really that interesting when the combat encounter persists for more than just 10, for longer than 10 seconds. Doubles the duration of burn. What is burn? What kind of burn do they need? Like burn, like fiery burn, or like, because this one here shoots through multiple people at the same time. Like, wow, and how the hell is that considered to be a burn? Alright, increases crit damage with shotguns and light machine guns by 15%. Okay, so crit damage again. But this Annihilation build focuses not on rifles and submachine guns. This one focuses on light... No, wait a minute. Yeah, this is light machine guns and shotguns. Maybe there are also heavier machine guns or whatnot. But there was rifles and other guns. I don't know what the other things were. So, what else do we have? Increases damage to torsos by 10%. Oh, so this one with in conjunction with the other body part bonus damage might give you like always damage bonuses, but they don't stack, which is a little bit of an iffy thing. Shotguns and light machine guns knock back enemies with more force. Okay, so they do knock back, but this time with more. Shotguns have a 25% higher chance of dismembering enemies. Ooh, 25% higher chance. Usually it does not happen, but this time it happens. 25 a headshot. Okay, increases damage to staggered and knock down enemies by 10%. Deal 15% more damage to moving objects, and increases movement speed in combat by 5% while carrying a shotgun or light machine gun. Sweet. Dismembering an enemy increases fire rate by 10% for 8 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. So 30% bonus, but only after you dismembered an enemy. Now the question is, how often can you dismember one singular enemy? Because there are 5 members, including the head, that you can shoot off of, and you can basically get all of the stacks just by getting one enemy. Weapon spread does not increase while moving. Okay. Increases critical chance with shotguns and light machine guns. Nice. Yeah, we got this one. Dismembering enemies reduces weapon recoil by 50% for 6 seconds. Interesting. And in what manner is a recoil in any way in here actually of concern? Because you're using a shotgun. That thing goes everywhere already. You don't need to aim. That is like counterintuitive. That should be a perk for rifle or something more precise, right? Increases damage from strong attacks with blunt weapons by 30%. So maybe like a headshot thing. Once you get one headshot, this the following headshot will be with a less recoil, so you can shoot multiple times if you manage to get the first one aimed well. Like that would be a playstyle improvement perk, because it benefits nice play styles, right? And it makes them even better. Instead of this, which is just, I don't know what that is. So, increases damage from strong attacks with blunt weapons by 30%. Okay, blunt weapons. So this is the, yeah, Street Brawler is basically the melee kind of build here, right? Not just melee, fist melee. Increases damage from strong attacks with blunt weapons by 30%. And I'm actually a huge fan of blunt weaponry. Increases damage with blunt weapons against enemies affected by stun by 50%. Okay, so this one synergizes not with bleed, but with stun, or incapacitating. Strong attacks with blunt weapons reduce the target's armor by 30% for 10 seconds. That's a lot. Increases damage from combo attacks with blunt weapons by 30%. So increases damage from strong attacks with blunt weapons. Okay, increases damage from. Oh, so if you can do like a combo attack that is also a strong attack, if that's even possible, you can already deal a ton of damage against a stunned enemy. How on earth would you even do that? Reduces the stamina cost of blocking attacks by 50% while using a blunt weapon. Okay. What else we got? Defeating an enemy increases damage with blunt weapons by 100%. Okay, that's good, but only against a crowd of enemies. So what else we got? Biding time. Blocking attacks with a blunt weapon restores 5% health. Ooh, that would be useful if the block will not result in you taking more damage, right? That would be useful against weak enemies that don't deal that much damage to you, so you can safely block with your weapon, and then you can just heal with them. That would be sweet. And payback. Increases damage with blunt weapons by 1% for every 1% of missing health. Interesting. So the idea here is to stay very, very low in your health to get like tons of bonus damage. Increases armor by 50% while blocking with a blunt weapon. Okay. So you run around basically always blocking and either regenerating, which lowers your damage, or having just high amounts of armor. Reduce the stamina cost of all attacks with blunt weapons by 25%. All attacks with blunt weapons have a 50% chance to apply stun. And there we have it. This one synergizes with this one. Successful attacks with blunt weapons regenerate 3% health over 2 seconds. Okay, so this one regenerates health over in some form, because successful attacks with blunt weapons, and this one blocks it. So no matter what you do with the weapon, as long as you do something with it, you do regenerate. So you can trigger this one and then follow up with an instant heal of 5%, and then again trigger this another time, so you can continue the over 2 second heal. Or maybe you can even overlap this with multiple iterations of it. Increases stamina regen while blocking with blunt weapons by 50%. So you're just blocking then. Maybe there's also a stamina reduction while blocking or something like this one. Reduces the stamina cost of blocking attacks by 50% while using a blunt weapon. There we go. And this was one of the few icons that actually had something to do with blocking and an item, and an icon, right? So I'm looking for something that looks like a blocking icon. This is blocking and this is blocking. Everything else, not that much of a block. Or maybe the head block, right? Defeating an enemy by performing a strong attack with a blunt weapon restores 10% stamina. Nice. Successful attack with a blunt weapon against enemies affected by stun restores 5% health and 5% stamina. So the idea here, again, is to trigger a stun effect on the enemy by attacking them, and then to follow up with either a health regeneration or just some bonus damage. Or just regenerate everything. Like, there's a build that uses bleed, there's a build that uses stun, and then there was another thingy that used, I don't know what it used. Dismemberment? No. Speed, I think. Yeah. Do we have like another one? This is like stamina, used by sprinting and sliding. Stamina, dodge, da, 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 da. This is actually fairly basic. Okay, this one uses bodies and carrying them. Have regenerates, yeah. This one uses bodies and carrying them. This one uses speed, general speed. And this one uses stun instead of bleed. Yeah. What else we got? Reduces the stamina cost of all attacks with blunt weapons by 25%, and successful attack with blunt weapon against enemies affected by stun restore 20% stamina. And then increases crit damage by 60% for 10 seconds after entering combat. Yeah, after entering combat. So this is only possible once, and then you're screwed. So this is not a boss fight perk, because boss fights might be longer than just 10 seconds. And I don't want to like improve the character just like that. Okay, so we also got intelligence and cool, which yeah, like I got some crafting and some nice engineering stuff, but for some, oh come on, they should have just given me the points not before the game, but like somehow at the start. after some tutorial level also, because I have actually no idea what their points were good for, but okay, it's just a good start. Maybe we can use the intelligence perk for something else here. So we got two thingies here, Quickhacking and Breaching Protocol, which gives me Breach Protocol time in some RAM sockets, whatnot. And this one basically installs additional RAM. Unlocks the Mass Vulnerability Demon, which reduces the physical resistance for all enemies in the network by 30% for 3 minutes. Wait a minute, what? Mass vulnerability. Okay, so this one is good against everything in the network, but how? I need to get introduced to this specific part of the game in order to make sense of all of this. Upgrades the Data Mine Demon, increasing... They could just call it virus. Increasing the amount of components acquired from access points by 50%. Oh, you can get a components. So this, I don't know what components you get, but this might be good when it comes to crafting as well. Like you can use this in order to mine for components, and then use those components to craft again better weaponry. Upgrades the Mass Vulnerability Demon, causing enemies in the network to also take 30% more damage from quicker hacks. Okay, so if you want to play it right, you want to deal as much damage as you can. Therefore, you also want to make anyone vulnerable in the network. Unlocks the Big Sleep Demon, which disables all cameras in the network for 3 minutes. That's nice. But the problem is I'm not a huge fan of time-sensitive stuff. Like this one uses or improves your sneakability, let's say. But I'm more of a person who's just wasting time, and then I'm screwed. Because I take my time to look around and get everything right. Which is good, but it does not really benefit this playstyle. Unlocks the Turret Shutdown Demon, which disables security turrets in the network for 3 minutes. So, one thing disables cameras, the other one disables turrets, and completing a breach protocol reduces the RAM cost of your next quick hack by 1 time. Okay, maybe multiple times. The number of demons uploaded. Okay. A breach protocol, whatever that is. Increase the duration of demon effects by 100%. So you can have double the amount of this. Maybe you can upgrade this another time too. So you can start with 6 minutes and then you get 12 minutes for this, depending on how quickly you can perform your tasks there. The Ice Pick Demon reduces all quick hack costs by an additional 1 RAM unit. Okay. Yeah, but this is more like a passive thing. Just reduce it. You don't even... Do you need to trigger the Ice Pick Demon in some way, or is it just a name for it? Convenient one. The Ice Pick Demon reduces all quick hack costs by an additional 1 RAM. Ah, okay. So you can, I think, install multiple demons wherever you want. In this case, this is something that boosts your additional RAM units also. Reduces, or at least reduces the cost of it. Reduces all quick hacks. Isn't this the same thing? Wait a minute. The Ice Pick Demon reduces all quick hack costs by an additional 1 RAM. The Ice Pick Demon reduces all quick hack costs by an additional 1 RAM unit. So this is basically this thing. They could have just fused them together. Come on. Makes no sense. The only difference is you need more points in order to level up the other perk in here too. So maybe this is in order to make it not that easy to get an additional RAM slot. Increases the breach time for... Is it a rate? Yeah, unit, whatever. Increases the breach time for breach protocol by 20%, maybe 40 maxed out. Upgrades the Mass Vulnerability Demon, reducing all resistance for enemies in the network by 30%. Wait a minute. Upgrades causing enemies in the network to also take 30% more damage. And this one reduces their resistance. Reducing all resistances for enemies. Of the enemies. It's more like strange wording. It's more like a gift to them, if you think about it. What's the name of it? Mass vulnerability, resistances. So either you can just deal more damage or lower their resistances. So it's going 2 ways. Unlocks the Turret Tamer Demon, which sets the status of every turret in the network to friendly for 3 minutes. This is basically this. So either they are completely disabled or they're friendly. In both cases, no one shoots at you, which is great. Or at least the tech stuff is not. Automatically uploads the first demon in the list at the start of each protocol. So this right here is actually a good thing. because you can put maybe the most difficult to set up one, or maybe the most useful one right at the start, so you don't need to waste that much time doing whatever this breach protocol is. Upgrades the Dataman Demon, increasing the amount of euro dollars. They couldn't choose euros, dollars. Meh. What about the Chinese thingy? What is it, yuan? It could be, I don't know. Upgrades the Datamine Demon, increasing the amount of euro dollars required from access points by 50%. This is nice. So either you get more euro dollars, there should be a little like more mining, better mining, nice. So you get either more components or more euro dollars. Upgrades the Data Mining Demon, increasing the chance to acquire a quick hack from access points by 50%. Ooh, nice. So you always get a quick hack if you do that. So you can, I don't know, do this indefinitely maybe. Uploading 3 or more demons in the same breach protocol shortens quick hack cooldown by 33% for 5 minutes. That's nice. But how does it work exactly? Automatically highlights nearby access points. Neat. Useful stuff, but okay. What if you don't need it? Uploading 3 or more demons in the same breach protocol increases cyber deck RAM recovery rate by 3 units per 60 seconds, lasts 5 minutes. Same thing as this one here. 3 or more demons. So the idea is to have as many demons uploaded as possible to get a bonus effect, which is in this case the cooldown reduction by 33% or a recovery rate for the RAM stuff. Reduces the length of the sequences required to upload demons by 1. Cannot be reduced below 2. The length of the sequences required to upload demons by 1. What? Demons by 1. Cannot be reduced below 2. Okay. Interesting. So you can shorten some sequences to make uploading things easier. Who knows? Increases the breach time of breach protocol by 50%, so you get more time to do your thing. That's neat. So let's go for quick hacking. How does that work? Quick hack steal 10% more damage. Ah, there we go. So this is a combat stuff. The offensive intelligence then increases quick hack duration by 25%. Quick hacks can now deal crit hits based on your crit chance and crit damage. Ooh. But are they affected by the weapon that you carry out at the moment or not? Increases quick hack. We already got that. Allows RAM to recover during combat. Recover 4 RAM units every 60 seconds. That's pretty... I don't know if that's much or not. I don't know. Reduces the required cyberdeck RAM for quick hacks used on devices by 1 unit. And quick hacks that spread can jump to 1 additional targets. Okay. So it's basically like lightning. Think of it as lightning magic. So, quick hacks that spread can jump up to 1. Unlocks crafting specs for epic quick hacks. Ooh, another crafting perk. Quick hacks deal 50% more damage to unaware targets. There we got something sneaky. Eliminating a target affected by a quick hack instantly recovers 1 RAM. Okay. What else we got? Eliminating a target affected by a quick hack reduces the existing cooldowns for all other active quick hacks by 10%. So this build here plays with setup quick hacks on the enemy and benefits from you defeating those enemies as well. It's kind of like again, all of these perk pages, let's say, or builds, possible builds, they have one singular theme, and this one here is all about quick hacking, of course, but in a very special way. Reveals an enemy netrunner when they are attempting to hack you. Okay, but why would I need that? Unlocks crafting specs for uncommon quick hacks. Nice. Quick hack spread distance is increased by 2 times, so it can go further. But you also need more targets for this. But you can have this many more times. So you can... Again, it's a nice crowd control or crowd focusing kind of feature. Reduces the cost of quick hacks by 1 RAM unit. Nice. Reduces the cost of quick hacks used against an enemy already affected by a quick hack by 2 RAM units. So it's a follow-up. Available cyberdeck RAM cannot drop below 2 units Okay, don't know about that though. I need to get to try out that feature first, and then I can say how that works. Unlocks crafting specs for legendary quick hacks. Nice. And all of it, look at this. All of the crafting stuff is at completely different locations. You have your common, uncommon stuff, and then there might be some rare crafting materials in here. Okay, so it's all about the hand signs. This one is 1. One in the pink, 2. No, wait a minute. What was it? 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. This is number 6. Yeah, unlocks crafting specs for rare quick hacks. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3, and this right here is 4. Actually, it's more like 5, isn't it? Anyway, interesting. So, if you understand how, or that this icon has something to do with crafting, then you can quickly know exactly where it is. But it should have been like a little bit closer together or something. I don't know. It's really spread out. But this one right here is pretty easy to understand. Stuff that goes from one to another, right? Some area of effect thingy. Okay, this is like revelation stuff, but nah. And then you have like reduce the crowd, quick use and devices by. Like, how on earth is this supposed to reduce the RAM stuff? Huh. Anyhow, eliminating a target affected by a quick hack reduces the existing cooldowns for all other active quick hacks by 10%. Nice. Increases RAM recovery rate by 50%. So all of this plays with the idea of recovering a certain amount of RAM every so many seconds, and then triggering a quick hack. Eliminating a target. Yeah, we got that. So nice, but there's no way for me to actually know what it does. Now, what about the full build? How does that come into play? We got stealth and we got cold blood. What's the difference here? Isn't this the same thing? But alright. I have to... yeah, all of this is snaky. Ooh. Ooh. Oy. I really like the icons. I think I found myself a really nice build. Increases movement speed while sneaking by 20%. Oh yeah, we get the crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Or was it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, where's the dragon? Wait a minute. There should be crouching tiger in here, and then hidden dragon maybe somewhere in the offense or so. Maybe it's here. No, it's not. Crouching tiger. What was it? Crouching tiger? It was something with a tiger and a dragon, and it was a martial arts kind of film. So, increases damage from headshots fired from outside combat by 30%. So this is again a combat starter. So once you get into combat, or you're close to, try to get the headshots out so they deal more damage. Upon entering combat, crit chance increases by 25% for 7 seconds. So again, a nice combat entry situation. But what if you already are in combat? How do you get out of it? Enemies with less than 50% health are defeated instantly when attacking with a knife. Does not work on enemies with a very high threat level. Okay, so high threat level stuff basically nullifies this perk because this is an instant kill feature. Enemies with less than 50% are defeated instantly when attacked with a knife. Okay, what is an attack with a knife anyway? But at least there's a nice finisher that gets rid of the last 15% of health. But what if the weapon is already so good that it would deal that much damage anyway? So it's good against like, let's consider them weak enemies, but 50%, I think that's just a normal hit. Increases damage dealt by silenced weapons by 25% while sneaking. Okay, again, this one benefits sneaking and increasing your damage, and also quickly finishing the combat, right? Because it already starts with high amounts of damage and also a high crit chance. That's interesting. But this one, very interesting. Upon entering combat, what happens if you shoot at the enemy? Are you already considered to be in combat, or does the bullet start the combat and then afterwards you will get the increased crit chance, or does it already start with the first bullet? Really difficult to say. Movement speed after a successful takedown is increased by 30% for 10 seconds. So it's basically the I take them down, I run away, and I hope no one saw that. Detection time is increased by 20%. Nice. The temporarily boosts movement speed by 50% for 5 seconds when detected by an enemy. Okay, so you are detected, and then you can run faster, but then what? the enemy still detected you, is going after you, so the only thing you can do with it is maybe run away to a safe spot to hide and maybe trigger some some kind of kill move or something. Damage from poison is doubled. Hey, okay. So this might be an interesting poison build when it comes to that. You cannot be detected underwater. Ooh, but how much water is there in a city full of concrete? So, thrown knives deal 30% more damage, but only thrown knives, not all the knives. What if you throw the knife only 1 centimeter? Like, you could, you can play with knives. Don't play with knives though, but you can play this this way and only throw the knife like really close range. You will deal more damage. You can trigger this. You can maybe even get the execution move right if you attack them with a knife. It doesn't really say that you need to throw it or anything. It just needs, some contact. Interesting. This was the silence thing. Oh, look at that. This is one of the only perks that has a video next to it. Hidden Dragon! I knew it! Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. There, we got it. But for some reason, it's a spider. Allows you to perform non-lethal area takedowns on unaware targets. How on earth is this one not lethal? They're like, yeah, this is not... like, he's still alive. You crushed his skull in, but yeah, he's still alive. Trust me, he's still alive. Goodness gracious. Usually people like that are dead. Okay, allows you to perform a non-lethal area takedown on unaware targets. Doesn't look that unlethal to me. I knew it. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, amazing. Silent but deadly. It's like a fart. Increases your critical chance by 15% while sneaking. Okay, so why do we have videos in here? That's weird. But only for certain perks. Someone was like, I think the people who actually made this skill tree, first of all, multiple people, and each and every single one of them could make 1 or 2 of those perks and put them in the game, and one of them actually placed a little video in there as well. And this is why you have that, because otherwise, why wouldn't there be more videos played, right? Would have made the perk system even more interesting, so you can understand how certain active effects work together. Like, wait a minute, this one isn't active, this one isn't active, what about the others? Passive, this one says trigger, so passive is always, no, this one should also be considered a trigger, right? Because it's, well, you don't need to trigger it as in you have to turn it into the on state upon entering. This one is triggered by combat entrance, and this one is from outside combat. So it's basically, okay, this is where the passive comes into play. This one again, a trigger, passive, trigger. So only the active stuff, which is only those 2 for some reason, allows you to throw knives. Okay, this one starts it all. And this one improves its damage. Allows you to throw knives. Hold the right mouse button to aim and the left to throw. Neat. And then what? Allows you to perform this was that. The higher crit while sneaking. Grants immunity to poison. Okay. And in what manner is this beneficial to your playstyle if you are not the one applying poison to yourself? All knives apply poison. Okay. Deal 20% more damage to enemies affected by poison. And this is where you have your offensive melee combat, which is the bleed, and you have your kind of defensive-ish combat, which is the poison and sneak stuff. Interesting. 20% more damage to enemies while poisoning them. You can pick up an enemy's body immediately after performing a takedown by holding E. Yeah, by holding E. And then there's also this icon next to it, with this little triangle pointing downwards. So is this a hold it button? And also, if you want to set up your own buttons in this game, it's kind of weird. Like sometimes it has this little triangle on it, and sometimes it does not. I don't know why. It's really inconsistent. Rattlesnake. Enemies affected by poison are slowed. Okay, so you first of all, you poison them. They are slowed. You can deal more damage, and you can get, because you're moving faster or something, you can get closer to them. Nice. When your health drops below 50%, reduce all incoming damage by 50%. For 10 seconds. Cannot occur more than once per minute. Ooh, per minute? Okay, but for how long? 10 seconds. That means 50 per second cooldown, basically. When your health drops below 50%, that's okay. Reduce all incoming damage by 50%. Only for 10 seconds. So this is more like a safeguard thing. Cheat death. Well, you're not really cheating death, you're just reducing some damage. Deal 50% more damage to human enemies. Okay, what kind of enemies are there other than human? Because that would kind of reduce the potency of this perk. Now, quick melee attacks with ranged weapons stagger enemies, giving you an opportunity to grapple them. Okay, quick melee attacks with ranged weapons. Okay. What about just melee weapons? Why can't I do this just with melee weapons? Like quick melee attacks with ranged weapons. So if you just use a melee attack instead, nothing happens. Or how is this supposed to be understood? Anyway, while in stealth, increases health regen by 25%. Nice. You increase the health regen, but how do you start the health regen? Crouch. Attacks from stealth with melee weapons. There we go. Deal 100% more damage and guarantee a crit. Ooh, there we go. So, crouch attacks from stealth. Okay, these are actually two interesting starting situations here. So you need to be stealthed somehow, and you need to crouch. Something says stuff about while in stealth. This one does not say while crouching. This one says while in stealth. So crouching activates the stealth, or a stealth that you shouldn't be seen. So the moment an enemy sees you, you don't get the guaranteed crit anymore because then you're out of stealth. You're crouching though, but you're out of stealth. Increases the duration of poison applied to enemies by 5 seconds. Okay. So this one increases the time for the poisons, but it doesn't really make them stronger, which is a bit iffy. Then, of course, we have the cold blood. How does that work? The will to survive. Increases all resistances by 2.5% per stack of cold blood. And how do you get cold blood? After defeating an enemy, gain cold blood. For 10 seconds and increase movement speed by 2%. Stacks up to 1 time. Yeah, stacks up to 1 time there. Why should there be stacks? Why does it only stack 1 time? How is that supposed to be stackable at all? Anyway, you do get higher resistances, but you get them after you defeated an enemy. Which means you don't need the higher resistances anymore, because the enemy is dead. Increases max stack amount of cold blood by 1. Okay, so you can get another one. So that means that increasing this might just increase the either the movement speed or the amount of seconds that this effect is applied. Landing a crit hit has 25% chance of applying a stack of cold blood. Okay. So we have a stealth build and we have a cool cold blood thing. And so this one is triggered after a crit. And then you have cold blood. Cold blood increases your resistance and movement speed. Okay. So it's a more defensive oriented build, it seems. Increases health regen inside and outside combat by 50% per stack of cold blood. There we go. And this is another regen thing. The more you have, the better. But there's also another regen build. I think it was somewhere in the body or whatnot. That improves your regeneration while doing whatnot. So if you get all of your health regen builds, yeah, then you can stack them and combine them all. That would be pretty neat. When your health reaches 45%, a max stack of cold blood is automatically activated. Interesting. So, and how is it supposed to reach 45%? Is it supposed to reach this going downwards or upwards? Right? Like, okay, from because the thing is, you can consider this some kind of a lifesaver feature, because once it goes down, it triggers the cold blood, and it also increases your health regeneration. That's nice. But it could also be some kind of a reward system. That means that if you are lower than 45%, and then you kind of heal yourself, like a little bit higher than the 45%, you get an increased cold blood, and then you, as a reward for doing this, you get even more health regeneration. Like, you can, the idea is interesting, but you don't know in which direction it goes. Like, because it says when your health reaches 45%. From where exactly? Stacks of cold blood are removed one by one, not all at once. Okay, so yeah, because this one stays active for 10 seconds and then it just goes poof and it's gone. Okay. Increases headshot damage by 50%, just like that. You just get more headshot damage. So the idea here is to aim for the head. Interesting. So it's more like a, yeah, another gun wieldy kind of build, because this one plays with the idea of losing health, and losing health is never a good option if you want to go for stealth. This one, on the other hand, while instead of, like, this one just gives you more health, so you can start with a maxed out amount in the next encounter. That's why this is here. Quick melee attacks with ranged weapons, second enemy, and the idea here is to just deal as much instant damage as possible and then run away, basically. Yeah, I think this is the way you're supposed to do this. Like, you are there to deal crit damage to the enemies, then apply a lot of poison on them, and then you're supposed to run away. I think this is the way this play style is supposed to be done there. Movement speed after successful takedown. And then after the takedown, you can rush in again and take the body with you. Was there a carry thingy? No. Where was the carry thingy? There we go. You can pick up an enemy's body immediately after performing a takedown. Huh? After the takedown. Interesting. Successful takedowns. Nice. Wait a minute. It says takedown. Is a takedown something different than a normal kill? Like... Huh, that's weird. Just weird. Anyway, increases armor by 10% per stack of cold blood. So it doesn't just regenerate you, your health, it also boosts your defense. And also increases your resistance. That's nice. Reduces weapon recoil by 2.5% per stack of cold blood. How many stacks can we actually have? Like, this one increases the stack amount by 1. This one is maximum stack. Applies a stack of cold blood. Yeah, but this one just says a maximum of 1 stack, and this one starts with only 1 stack. So, now it's guesswork. Reduces quick hack cooldowns by 3% per stack of cold blood, and this is a nice synergy in here. This one also boosts your quick hacks. But quick hacks are this game's magic system. Interesting. While cold blood is active, increases damage with melee weapons by yeah, this is why. By melee weapon. This doesn't look like a melee weapon to me. This is a gun. While cold blood is active, reduces damage taken by 5%. And another one. So, the Neo. Increases attack speed by 10% per stack of cold blood. That would be beneficial if you go for melee again. Duration of cold blood by 5. Okay, so this one just stays there for longer. Wait a minute. This one increases the duration of cold blood, right? Increases the duration, increases the duration, increases the duration. Was there another... This is the thing. Like, I'm just looking for duration increases. And this icon here, I think I saw somewhere else too. Yeah, this is the same thing. Look at this. Stunning blows. Quick melee attacks with ranged weapons stagger enemies, giving you an opportunity to grapple them. Look at this. Same item, same icon, same positions. Unbelievable. Quick transfer reduces quick hack upload time by 1% per stack of cold blood. How on earth does this have to do something with quick hacks? And like, come on. They just put in some random icons. Some of them do have a meaning, but most of them don't. Attack speed by 10%. Yeah, this is just... There should be some ice icon in there too. Like, this snowflake here is basically cold blood icon. So everything that has cold blood in it should have this little icon in there too, or at least some frosty stuff. Like this one is heat. See that? Heat. Increases max amount of cold blood by 1. This is fire. This is not cold. This is fire. And this one too. Now cold blood is active. Increases crit chance by 10% and critical damage by 25%. Plus 1% crit chance and 3% crit damage per perk. That's nice. But okay, what is this build supposed to do? Like this one is supposed to get you the cold blood bonuses. And then you are supposed to do what exactly? You can regenerate some little bits of health. You get some defense. You mostly get defense. Yeah, you get some melee effects. You can reduce damage. You can attack faster. And also it has to do something with melee too. While cold blood is active, you are immune to bleeding, poison, burn, and shock. And when do you need to be immune to all of that? When you are getting hit by those effects. That means right next to the enemies most of the time. But yeah, this is more like a defensive build. Interesting. Reduces quick hack upload time by 1%. I just don't know how this build is supposed to be understood, because it gives you offensive stuff, the crit rates and whatnot. It also gives you health regeneration, but that is pretty much it. Whereas this here, the snake build, interesting one. Okay, so yeah, we got the snake build and the crafting and engineering thing. Could we use this to supercharge everything? Like grants immunity to shock, that's a nice one. Tech weapons, ignore armor. That's good against bosses, maybe. Increase damage to drones. The idea here to have a tech weapon and charge it and kind of shoot through walls and whatnot. So crit chance with tech weapons by 3%. Okay. Oh, grenade types deal 20 damage in addition. Grenade to deal critical hits. Okay, so ricochets deal an additional 50% damage. So this is again another ricochet trigger. What about the crafting? Let's do craft rare items. Yeah. More effective consumables. Okay. Disable items. Grenades deal 10% more damage. Reduces component cost of crafting items. Grants a 20% chance to craft an item for free. But yeah, then you can sell it. Ooh, let's see. Maybe you can... Yes! We are so going to do this out of nothing. Let's try to make an infinite amount of money by crafting stuff for free. Maybe we can use it to boost our character. Let's use the money. So increases the sale price of crafted items. This is a crafted item made for free. And this one reduces component cost of crafting items by 15% and also a little more. That means crafting things gets cheaper effectively, and we can sell them, and then we can get more stuff for back. Grants 10% chance to upgrade, and okay, upgrading, no. Disassembling item grants a 5% chance to gain a free component of the same quality as the disassembled item. Yeah, but we don't want to disassemble it. We want to... Can you actually disassemble items in a way that you get 100% of the components back, so you can reassemble them if needed? Gain more components when disassembling. But how exactly is this supposed to be understood? Crafted weapons to reduce the component cost of upgrading. Good. I was actually hoping for some like wire thingy. Detection time is reduced by whatnot. So you can attack them from afar with a knife, do some poisoning or whatnot. But I was actually hoping to see this wire thingy in action somehow. Yeah. Oh yeah, rifle and submachine gun. So it was a submachine. But yeah, I'm not going for this kind of build. Yeah, definitely not. Blades, interesting. But again, it's just really difficult to find perks that you could utilize. Most of them, like, I just want to have icons that tell me what this thing uses and what it does improve. Like, this one is just pistols and, like, most of this, of course, is just pistols and revolvers. But I want to have a perk that gets triggered by other stuff. Oh, Arnold. How is that supposed to be a Westworld? Okay. So, what about this one? Okay, so the stuff that I put in here was already well placed. And then we, of course, got the journal. How's it feel being back home? V, come on, admit it. You missed Haywood. Back. What between all of the dealers, hookers, and total lack of opportunists, it's got its charm, don't it? You were born in Haywood, you die in Haywood, unless you're one of the lucky ones, that is. What about you, Manor? Boarding. That include you? Alright. So, this is Kirk. Kirk is supposed to be, ooh, nice. El Coyote Cojo, whatever. We can track the job. We can put the journal. Ah, nice. Can we get, no. We can't use the same button to get back to the map. We can, of course, zoom in and whatnot. Track waypoints, jump to V. And what else do we have in here? Wait a minute. Let's zoom out a little further. We got Watson. Primary gangs, the Maelstrom, the Mox, the Tiger Claws, and there might be some stuff outside of town here. This is also not available yet. Let's see, we got Haywood, Santos Domingo. These are just street gangs, animals. Whatever that is, yeah, it's 9:30 p.m. Is it 9:30? Nah. Oh, free camera. What's M? Ooh, nice. If I, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. What is Rancho Corona? It's just the name of the district. Interesting. So what else we got? We got a legend. This is undiscovered. Of course it's undiscovered. Gun for hire. Main job. Okay. Agent saboteur. Thievery. Fixer. Whatever. What's the difference between the blue stuff, the yellow stuff, and the white stuff? Oh, come on. Really? Okay. If I zoom in or out of the map, the legend is scrolled as well, which is the thing that I want to scroll through first. Okay, there's a trigger missing, or at least not right implemented, and the trigger is moving the legend, or like it scrolls through the legend, but it should only scroll once the mouse is over that section over here, right? So you can scroll, and it should not scroll the map at the same time, as you see. That should not happen, or at least only one of it should happen. And in this case, the map zoom should happen, and then there should be a little if block giving you only the scroll or only enabling the scroll functionality once you are hovering over that section here. And it should also maybe have some kind of a background, some whatever gradient or transparency effect behind it, so you know when you hover over this thing. Just say. Okay, little stuff. You can play around it. You can also, interesting. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, not just this. The complete differentiation between the legend and the map is missing. That means there's really no checkup. Like, you can move the slider down or upwards, and it is also considered to be a drag and drop on the map. Nice, but not nice. You need something else. Put it on top of it, and have a little check here. Like, how can this even... How do you make the error, actually? Like, you begin this stuff. If you make... Let's say this is modular design, right? That means the map is something completely standalone, and this legend thingy is also something completely standalone. That means you need a hover if sentence, and you also need boundaries for this, right? And then if mouse is over here, then this stuff happens, right? And if mouse is on the map, this stuff happens. So, and if the mouse is over here, again, the hover works. Actually, it does not really work. Look at this. It's not working. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's not working. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, it's not working. Okay. Because, see that? I'm now dragging and dropping through the map. Okay, what if I click on... Okay, I can click on the character. But what happens if I click on an icon on the map as well as the character that's right next to it? Like, see that? This one. Okay. Okay, you need a priority. So, stuff on here gets prioritized. Stuff down here is the whatever second priority thing, and of course you got the legend, which for some reason is gone now. Oh yeah, legend X. There we go. Close legend. That's weird. Interesting. Okay, so we go into the character menu and back to the map menu. We have a filter, we have none, and we have legend, whatever that is. What is none? Oh, we have no filter. Nice. Drop point. Okay, the filter basically cycles through stuff. Nice. Useless though. Because there's... How do we even adjust the filter so that it tells us what we need? Like, it would be nice to have, let's say, this thing, or fast travel stuff. Let's say, yeah, you can basically use the, or should be able to use the legend as a marker selection for the map. Meaning, I want to see reported crimes, for example. I click on it, and everything like that should be set up right. Ha! The little things. The little things. So they focus on something else in the game. Let's hope they may be able to fix this. Basically, this is not fixable because it's not even finished. You can only fix a problem. This is not a problem. This is not even complete. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, we got the journal, we got the crafting, we got the character, we got the map. And, okay, just... For the beginning, do not use the legend because it gets a little bit too complicated. Because the overlay is just completely bonkers. This one, on the other hand, is also kind of iffy to see at. And also, yeah, you need to zoom in a certain amount in order to make these icons visible. So you have gang icons. You can zoom in. And wait a minute. There we go. There's even another kind of icons. This one here, like this is, let's say these are the overall icons here, tier 1 icons. Then you have tier 2 icons, which is quests. Then you go in here. Then you have other side jobs, which is tier 2 icons, I would say. Then you zoom in even further. You got yourself the tracker markers. You don't even see them once you zoom out, which makes it difficult to know where things are, at least at the beginning. And then you can zoom in, but you don't really get any additional stuff. This is really useful. Oh, nice. This is really useful if you want to know if stuff is maybe on top of a building or somewhere else, really. But yeah, and also yourself. You yourself are also placed there. Nice. So, what do we... Shard. Ooh. Wait a minute, journal. Why did it say shards? We got messages. How do you cycle through your journal? Like, the only way to open the message window is through this part here. It's completely hidden. The character, you can get into stats, I think. Wait a minute. Okay, this is stats, but how do you get into stats? This is inventory. This one goes into inventory, stats. Okay, so stats is inside the inventory. Inventory, stats. It's not here. It's under character. I click on character. Where are my stats? What on earth? Okay. I think this is a problem of the left and the right hand not knowing what they're doing. Interesting. You have your stats window, but stats is under that's weird. You have stats under character, and then you have stats under inventory. What is this? This is not supposed to be there at all. Interesting though. Really interesting. So someone did a really great job. And then there's also a database. Okay, this is where that... Ooh. Ooh. And all of it is new, of course. Do I have a really complete database of things? Oh, I think so. Okay, so everything that's new is new. Let's just ignore that for a moment. So we got Toro. It's on action blocked, of course. Why did it say action blocked? Okay, it only says it once I try to open a menu that is grayed out, like this one. I thought it would start once I click on anything fairly quickly. So, shards. What are shards? Data unavailable. They're in the journal. At least they are positioned at the right. Same thing here. Can you... No. How do you switch the bottom group of stuff around? With A and D, there's no way for you to do that. Q and E maybe. Wait a minute. No, it's not Q and E. But there might be a way of doing this. It's difficult. So let's just remember that things are in here. At least you have your crafting window exactly where it's supposed to be. Interesting. Really interesting. So, database. Let's have a little look in here. Maybe look at the first one. The Quattro Turbo VTEC. What's the difference between the VTEC and the classic Turbo? Oh, well, what's the difference between a diamond and a chunk of coal? The building blocks are the same, but end result couldn't be more different. Quattro's Turbo VTEC is the queen of the road, a car that turns heads over when you're not burning rubber. It's not about the car, it's about the driver. At least if the cars are similar-ish in quality, right? Well, actually, they need to be adjusted for the way the driver drives. I've seen different ways of analyzing Formula 1 drivers, and that was really interesting to see how they are taking corners. It's just strange. It's just so strange that there's a minimal amount of time benefit that you get by just going around the corner slightly faster. You get maybe 1/10 of a second or something like that, or hundredths of a second. But because you go around the corners, around the whole track, of course, these are first and foremost multiple corners, and you don't just run around the track once. No, it's like multiple maps, so those few seconds add up, and then they really are the difference between a good driver that is also consistent and can pull this up multiple times in a row, and a bad driver. Because Formula 1 cars are built for a fairly minimal difference in quality, because they have to be top notch. And in order to make the difference only for the driver, they have to be fairly similar when it comes to that. Okay. Street Kid, what's this? They say if you're gonna push this, yada yada yada. Okay, I've read stuff like that already. This is character stuff. City and surrounding areas. Night City. Whoa. The City of Dreams was founded in the 1990s by visionary industrialist Richard Knight. When the world of the late 20th century plunged into chaos, Knight envisioned a modern metropolis free from crime, well, poverty and corruption. Corporate partners Arasaka, IBM, and Petrochem helped him realize this vision, investing in the foundation of what would become the Free City of Night City. The Free City of Night City, the city. The Free City of Night City, the city, would develop into a haven for young idealists and a beacon for others who sought to fulfill their own dreams. And although Richard Knight fell to assassins and many new generations seek fame and fortune and freedom, have suffered their own series of setbacks. The city's legendary status endures today. Well, it's a status similar to Los Angeles, right? Or New York. But you can only have a few people standing on top of the mountain. The rest are the mountain. Night City has it all, from the monumental skyscrapers and industrial leading mega corporations to the luxury villas of world-renowned stars, to the lawless neighborhoods where war is waged every day. You will stumble across mercenaries, gangs, and famous rockers, but also junkies, bombs, and even cyber psychos. You will stand in the shadows of colossal mega buildings and get lost in the maze of streets, alleys, and markets. You'll make your dreams come true or die trying. Mostly die trying because we have a higher difficulty. Now, districts. Haywood. What's Haywood? Haywood is a district of contradictions. The northern part of the borders of the center city is modern and well kept, proud of its stunning mega buildings, parks, and places that are open to the building. But all you have to wait a minute. But all you have to is go a few. All you have to do is go a few blocks southeast and the scenery starts to change dramatically. This part of Haywood is much poorer and more dangerous. The buildings are smaller and the streets are controlled by the Valentinos and the 6th Street Gang. If you know your place and keep your head down, Haywood isn't really so bad. After all, it's where most of Night City sleeps. If you're not a corpo and you score an apartment in the richer part of the district, then you've just won the lottery. Otherwise, just be happy you live in Haywood. In Night City, things could always be worse. Yeah, live in Haywood. That's best. The Glen. Who are the Glen? Probably some street gang. Sub-districts. Okay, so there's district and the sub-district. Makes things really complex. Like you have a city, you have districts, and... Alright. Rewind time. Rewind a few decades back, and Night City Council was on its knees begging corporations to help rebuild the city. The Glen became home to the new city hall. It's no surprise then that the Glen feels much safer and organized than other districts. With millions of eddies... What's an eddy? Invested on every corner. What's an eddy? Like, I know eddy currents, but what is an eddy? Whatever, might be some kind of currency. Euro dollars. Eddies. Okay. With millions of eddies invested on every corner, Reconciliation Park promises a literal breath of fresh air, while the elegance of the surrounding architecture reminds you that the bustle of Night City is never out of reach. City Hall is the main attraction of the Glen and the seat of the city's mayor. But venture away from the tidiness and sophistication and you'll quickly start noticing run-down buildings and the menacing faces of the Valentinos and the 6th Street Gang. You won't get that in Tourist Guide. Still, the very fact that there's such a drastic social and economical difference only a few blocks away from City Hall says a lot about how the city is run. Well, does it say anything about how the city is run? No, not really. It just says that poor people are really close to rich people. Actually, I don't know. Maybe that's even a good thing. Because it connects different levels of wealth together. It's kind of like an MMO, a well-made MMO, where low-level players are seeing high-level players, and then they kind of feel like the need, or like they're kind of they are shown the high-level items, right? And then they try to get them themselves. I want to look like that, kind of like this, like a role model thing, but in this case for items, objects, whatnot. And because of this, they have a certain drive to achieve that as well. And maybe stuff happens. But if you try to move them away from this, right? Separate those two income models, or like those people of multiple incomes from each other, then the only thing those people see is either only the rich ones, only the medium income ones, or only the poor ones. So the only thing that gives them anything to achieve, right, is only thing of similar qualities, right? And this is basically not good. You can say anything that you want about this idea of having poor and rich really close together, but I think this is actually maybe even improving stuff, because if you are confronted by that every day, at some point you try to make a difference, at least if you have a few millions. But the problem is, you can do two things in order to make a difference. You can move them away, relocate them, and then have everything cleared. But this is not really fixing the issue at hand, is it? It just moves it somewhere where you don't see it. It's basically like, putting all your dirty stuff like under the rug or whatnot. So, okay, exploration, combat, whatnot, vehicles, scanning, yada 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 yada. Attributes, there we go. Body, health, and stamina. All of this is basically self-explanatory once you click on all of that. Health regeneration and armor. Health is a measure of your vitality. Your body maximum health increases when you level up, and it can be increased further by improving your body attribute. Cyberware. Outside combat, health will regenerate on its own up to 60% of the maximum. That's good to know. I thought that this health regeneration wouldn't even be there at all. But if you get 60% no matter what, then this perk is just a little bit of a bonus. Also, the nourishment status effect gained from consuming food will double your health regeneration rate outside combat. Armor reduces the amount of damage you take. For every 10 points of armor, you reduce the amount of incoming damage per second by roughly 1 point. Interesting. Gear is the main source of armor, but some cyberware can also increase that armor too. This right here is really good in order to give you some idea how the stuff actually works. I don't want to go through everything because that's a lot. Let's say I'm going to read up on this once I'm confronted with that certain aspect of the game, like encryption, stamina usage, and for some reason it still says that it's new. Yeah, it still says that it's new. Why does it do that? I clicked on attributes and I clicked on health regeneration, and the new tag was gone, and then it came back again. What happened? Let's try this again. Fascinating. So this is also another bug. The new tags are always shown, except if you click on anything that is not new. Like, the new tag comes back and stays there because it's not going away because the function is gone. That thing here is considered to be old, let's say, or not new. Therefore, you cannot get rid of the new tag once it's there. But every time you enter the journal again and read that page here, you will not get rid of the new tag, but it just resets it. That's weird. Okay, so there's a reset option for the new tags once you open the journal. Why is that, sir? And why does it not take into account that there is stuff that you have already read? That's weird. Like, how can you even make those mistakes? Like, if you build this stuff from the ground up, then this is the first thing. Make it work. This is not considered to be working at all. The only thing that works is clicking on it and getting the info. Stamina is the measure of your endurance. Your maximum stamina increases when you level up and can be increased further by improving your body attributes, investing in certain perks and cyberware. Jumping, sprinting, dodging, and melee attacks deplete your stamina, but it will begin to regenerate shortly after you used it last. Your stamina falls to 0. You will be negatively affected by the exhaustion status until it regenerates fully. Oh, that's good. So do not let your stamina go down to 0. Otherwise, you will have a bad time. The exhaustion status reduces the effectiveness of stamina-dependent actions such as reducing dodge range, jumping height, sprinting speed, and melee attack speed. Consuming drinks can earn you the hydration status effect, which will increase stamina and stamina regeneration rate. Interesting. So eating food and drinking things will give your character a certain bonus. The only problem is eating and drinking in this game somehow are not improved that much. Like, this is the only thing that's drinking here, but this one improves your armor. For some reason, beer improves your armor. And this one is this one is of course more upgrade cost, but I would assume this to be something on the offensive side, right? Like, let's say every increases the damage of items that you craft or something like that, because you basically turn something that is safe, a bottle, into something that is not so safe. And of course that one allows you to upgrade lower quality components into higher quality ones. That's neat. But come on. Come on. Yeah, okay, so the playstyle that I try to do is the craft things and sell them for a ton of money, and also use stealth. That's it. That's the build, and maybe do some intelligence or whatnot. But for some reason, this does not resonate with me for now, because I haven't seen this in action yet. Now, back to the journey. Wait a minute. Where's the... I want to go into the database. Where was the database? The database is the bottom right. You cannot enter this through the journal, because you have to go into the main menu and then do the rest. And again, just to... Wait a minute. This is the vehicles that exist in the game. Wait a minute. There we go. This one here is old, because we read it. Nice. This one here... Oh, wait. Nope. Okay. I take it back. Everything is working. Perfect. Okay. I was just kind of confused. Maybe you have to re-enter the whole database again in order to trigger the check for the new status. But if you just move through the sections here, it's not checked. The check comes once you enter the database, not once you switch through these little tabs here. Interesting. Okay, let's at least complete the whole character thing. Completing jobs and other activities will give experience points that increase your level. Each level you gain, you earn a perk point that can be spent to unlock a perk within a skill tree. Every 3 levels you gain, you earn an attribute point that you can use to improve one of your core attributes. You can level up a skill by performing actions related to that skill. Ooh, okay. After all, practice makes perfect. Interesting. So, wait a minute. Every 3 levels you gain, you earn an attribute point. And then there's a skill. Okay, so attribute points are body, cool, intelligence, whatnot. Okay, every 3 levels you gain, you earn an attribute point that you can use to improve one of your core attributes. Every level you gain, you earn a perk point that can be spent to unlock a perk within a skill tree. You can level up a skill by performing actions related to that skill. After all, practice makes perfect. Okay. So the level up of the skill itself is the street cred, I presume. So this is your experience meter. And then you get additional bonuses once you played this playstyle. We'll give you experience points. Okay, now the more you know. Skills and perks. Skills represent your proficiency in various gameplay elements. You can level up a skill by performing actions related to it. Each skill contains a tree of perks that provide significant bonuses to your playstyle and sometimes unlocks new abilities. You must spend perk points to acquire the perks you want. Perk points can be earned through skill progression and leveling up. Okay, so the more you play a certain playstyle, the more perk points you get. Interesting. But you do get perk points, I think, no matter what. But you can, let's say, get a perk point from a completely different playstyle and then put it onto the skill tree that you want to improve. And street cred, there we go. Street cred is a measure of your reputation in a city. Reaching higher levels will grant you access to new vendors, items beyond the reach of small-time punks. Night City is bursting with opportunity, so get out there and seize it to elevate your rap. Rappity-rappity-rappity-roo. So, combat gadgets, status effects, encryption shards. Yeah, this is stuff that, again, leveling up. Did I? Every level you get. See that? That's what I mean. Like, somehow, or maybe, no. It's only certain thingies in here that do not refresh. Oh, okay. For some reason, it was this level up thing. Maybe I broke it. Who knows? But it's working. But it's not checking it every time. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, there we got quick hacks. This would be the perfect way to know what they're doing. Grappling and takedown, combat in alerted state, patrols and da-da-da-da. I will know this once I get into the game, and then I can read through this once I've done that. Now, I've basically done a lot of nothing. Getting around the inventory first, but yeah, you have to do that, otherwise you're really screwed. What else can we do? Can we... We can't get shit in here, can we? Whoa, wait a minute. We can take that. We are going to take everything that we find in here. Can we take those bottles? Come on. Give me those bottles. I need them. I need la money. Give me the money. Moneto. Nope. Alrighty, anyway, before we go around this little club and explore it even further, we will basically end this little episode, which is not that little, 2 hours of basic getting around the menu kind of thing. Too bad about that. Maybe I will just put it out there as one huge chunk, maybe in sections, who knows. Let's hope that I could give you a nice view inside of the perks of this game, and maybe some ideas on how to play. So, have a great time then. Like and subscribe. Until then, ta-ta.